Ready, everybody? Showtime. Yes. That kicked me.
Today is June 9th, 2022, the day we graduate high school. Whether you've been counting down the days for years or dreading the moment you can no longer see your friends every day, sitting in front of me, I see a powerful and accomplished group of students that I'm proud to graduate with. A lot of us have been in the Upper St. Clair School District for the last 13 years. 4,665 days ago, on August 31st, 2009, we went off on our first day of kindergarten. And ever since then, we have been shaping and defining the class of 2022. I have always known that our class is impressive, but in this speech, I'll let the numbers speak for themselves. Out of our peers, there are about 90% pursuing higher education in either a 4-year college or university or post-secondary technical school. We have 3 students enlisting in the military and 20+ collegiate athletes. This year, we can proudly say we were speech and debate state champions, girls tennis whippeal champions, and held section titles in boys basketball, swimming, and volleyball. In our class, there were 8 FBLA state finalists, one of which went on to nationals. 188 members of our class were inducted into the National Honor Society. 52 students have been recognized as AP scholars, and 9 of our classmates were National Merit finalists. But our successes cannot be measured by numbers alone. In the end, the class of 22 actually gets along. We came together when we needed to, and as we move on to the next chapter of our lives, we know we can always call Upper St. Clair home. As we finally pop the Upper St. Clair bubble that's given us all the shelter we could ever need, let's take a moment to recognize and thank our teachers, administrators, staff, coaches, and equally important, our peers. Our time at Upper St. Clair has been nothing short of unpredictable. Together, we went through 4 memorable years of high school, and from here on, we can take what we have learned, both as students and friends, and apply it to our lives ahead of us. We all helped each other get to where we are today, so thank you. Congratulations, class of 2022. I am happy to introduce my friend and classmate, RJ Shantz, our Student Council President.
Upper St. Clair's class of 2022 is many things. We are students, athletes, writers, volunteers, musicians, artists, and leaders. Simply put, we are a well-rounded force to be reckoned with. Collectively, adults in our school describe the class of 2022 as authentic, distinguished, and remarkable. There is one more trait we share as a group that is easy to overlook. Our class serves as the important link to our school's past. Let me explain. Out of the current 4 grades at our school, the class of 2022 is the only class who experienced a complete year of high school before this year. There are roughly 1,300 students in our school, 324 of them being seniors. Now, if we do a quick calculation, we find that 76% of current Upper St. Clair High School students never had a complete normal high school year before this year. Whether our class was aware of it or not, when we walked into school on the first day, we had a mission. Just like any other senior class, we took up the leadership roles of teams and clubs. We served as mentors to the underclassmen. However, this year was different. Our job was also to bring back and preserve old traditions. We had to teach the school what we used to know as the norm. The norm before desks were 6 feet apart, before hallways had one-way directions, before desks had shields, and even before a thing called academic resource time even existed. Our school district staff and administration worked hard to get us back to 5-day school weeks. After that, it was our job to guide our student body back to its pre-pandemic school culture. Now, there tends to be a stereotype that upperclassmen are rude and push around the underclassmen. I say we were different. Instead, we took the underclassmen under our wings. We taught them what we had missed ourselves. We walked alongside them into Hollywood, as some had their first homecoming that was just not a walkthrough. The student section could once again be filled, where the underclassmen quickly learned that the sea of kids is carefully ordered in seniority. Our annual tournaments before breaks actually became annual again. We danced with and led the underclassmen through the halls during the lip dub, and we later sent the underclassmen into orbit at their first ever Sadie's dance. Now, I could go on, as most of this year's events advertisements started off with the following 7 words: for the first time in 2 years. The class of 2022 knew what it meant to be a Panther way back in 2018. We made sure that the underclassmen did as well before we all left school last week. And so, as our class says goodbye, we leave a challenge to the future upperclassmen and to the classes that come next. Continue our school's traditions just as we did. Create new ones. To all the future graduates here in Pantherland, remember what we taught you. Remember the bridge our class created to the past. And most of all, find your place in the school. That is the best way to enjoy your 4 quick years at Upper St. Clair High School. I am now happy to introduce our school board president, Mr. Phil Elias.
Thank you. Good evening and welcome Upper St. Clair class of 2022. On behalf of your school board directors, let me extend to you our congratulations on a job well done. High school graduation is an important milestone, and this commencement proceeding is the highlight of our school year. My comments will be brief this evening, but I want to touch on 2 very important lessons that you've learned and ask that you carry both forward with you. One is obvious. You've established a solid educational base. Good fundamentals will serve you well for years to come. This district has a long tradition of academic excellence. Upper St. Clair's prowess in the classroom speaks for itself. Our experience is that previous graduating classes have been well prepared educationally for whatever comes next. You will be no different. Class of 2022, you are prepared academically for whatever awaits you. Keep those lessons that you learned in there close, and they will serve you well. There is, however, something more than the reading, writing, and arithmetic. Something else that this class can carry forward with it. Something that we can't simulate. Something that only comes through experience. This class, like a few before and a few coming up behind, have not had it easy. Your class has sacrificed. Your class has gone without. You have been a class interrupted. You have struggled through hard times. And that's unfortunate. And there's something to be learned from these hard times if you're open to learning it. Hard times can leave you with a gift, but you have to be open to receiving it. The gifts you could be left with are things like perseverance, stick-to-itiveness, and grit. These are the salvageable byproducts of hard times. The only way to develop those skills, those attributes, is to live through it. We can't teach those things in the classroom. We can't create a simulation that you can walk through to hone those skills. Some of you are heading off to literally the finest universities in the world. And I'm sorry to inform you, they can't teach it there either. You can't buy it in the store, and Amazon can't put it on your front doorstep tomorrow morning. The only way to get experience in dealing with hard times is to experience hard times. There are lessons to be drawn from these past 2.5 years, but you have to be open to learning them. And there's a warning that comes with this second lesson. One thing can stop you from receiving the gift. One thing, and that's cynicism. The cynic can never pull the good from the bad. The cynic never sees a silver lining. The cynic is incapable of turning chicken waste into chicken salad. Reject the cynicism with every morsel in your being. Recycle these hard times. Mine the good that comes from it. Keep those lessons close to you. Carry them forward. And that will serve you well. Hard times, I regret them for you, have a way of coming back from time to time. Upper St. Clair graduating class of 2022, your door is wide open. And again, on behalf of your school board, please know that we are proud of you. We hope you enjoy your summer. Best wishes in whatever is next for you, and please stay in touch. Good luck, everybody. And I'm going to introduce our first student speaker. It's Shivani Jiju.
We ran out into the Eisenhower gym, the whole school anticipating our entrance. This was the most important tournament of our lives. 4th grade versus the staff, razzle-dazzle football. We had received our first red t-shirts with the 22 on the back of it. Numbers are normally used to separate us, whether that be in sports, in the classroom, or in the tough times of college applications. 22 is different though. 22 is a number important to every one of us sitting here today because it unites us. 22 represents the end of our journey here in Pantherland and the beginning of the next chapter of our lives. And as we get ready to take on the future, we must ask ourselves how we will measure our time here in Upper St. Clair. The most obvious measure of our time is that we went through 3 semesters of normal high school, 1 spring break that lasted almost 6 months, 2 semesters of hybrid school, and 1 tumultuous senior year. Yet, what would be a more accurate measure of our journey through high school? For the class of 22, it is through the lifelong memories we have made. Coming in as clueless freshmen, we went through our year of firsts. We went to our first football games, spending much of our time marching to the back of the stands when the seniors yelled, "Freshmen, move back!" The upperclassmen laughed at us when silly freshman boys asked girls to homecoming before school even started. And after 1 full semester of gym class, we ended the year by practicing for our first taste of competitive pickleball. Before we knew it, we were sophomores, and a seemingly forgettable Friday the 13th in March left our spring sports and club seasons finished before they began. And all of the end-of-year trips we worked so hard for were canceled. Our lockers were stripped of the good luck signs our teammates had put up with care. So we turned to online meeting spaces as our new hangout spot during the COVID year. Junior year then snuck up on us, and we were separated by hybrid school. But we still found ways to continue making the most of our high school experience. Breakout rooms became our equivalent of working together in the hallway as we talked more about life than the actual assignments. On half days, we would see half the school at Duncan meeting up with people that were either online or had a last name in the other half of the alphabet. The NHS ceremony felt like our 2-year reunion that we all anxiously awaited. And just like that, it was senior year. Now, some things never change. Freshman year Shivani, like senior year Shivani, would still struggle to see over this podium. Forged in the flames of Wi-Fi issues and frozen screens, we came together in the senior parking lot at 6:30 a.m. to greet the sunrise with our cartoon character backpacks. We truly made senior year the last one, best one. We saw feats of great competitive success through FBLA and future problem solving. USC Speech and Debate is back to holding the title of state champs, and we all enjoyed making the lip dub and had even more fun after when we cleaned up all the confetti as a team. This field has become a place of gathering for the class of 22, whether it be football games, senior lunches while they lasted, or our final homecoming. But as we gather here on this field one more time, let's recognize that our time together has been far more than just 4 years. Our time here is best measured in our shared experiences that we will hold on to forever. Throughout our journey in USC, we have traveled from field to field. We started on our elementary school playgrounds with good old freeze tag and felt like all-stars when we got a turf field at Boyce. The grass fields of Fort Couch were home to the best games of Frisbee and handstand competitions. Now, this last field that we're on is the most important of all. Panther Stadium holds many meaningful memories of triumph, fun, and pride. We will all be moving on from this field, headed in different directions, whether it be watching college football, watching the sun rise over the ocean, or chasing our own kids around a playground someday. So no matter how far apart we go after tonight, and as we say goodbye to the memories we created on this field and around it, 22 will always be a number to bring us back home. Thank you. And at this time, I would like to introduce the next speaker, Andrew Miller.
As world-renowned business executive Andrew Bernard once said, "I wish there was a way to know you were in the good old days before you actually left them." Rewatching the Office finale for the millionth time and seeing some of my favorite characters for the last time, it occurred to me that our 4 years at Upper St. Clair High School follows exactly the plotline of the TV show. Well, maybe not exactly, but it is more similar than you might think. We begin, of course, with the pilot episode, where we meet our favorite characters for the first time and Michael Scott introduces us to the highly productive Dunder Mifflin Paper Company. Our pilots came in the form of freshman year, starting our journeys at the high school. It was when we realized that we were no longer the oldest ones in the school. Instead, they were intimidating, mature students called seniors. Funny how time flies. Similar to the many office parties, the high school presented us with many school dances, with themes ranging from tropics to even space. When the characters were in tough situations at the workspace, corporate stepped up and helped everyone get back on track. Our corporate came in the form of our teachers. Like when Michael Scott is searching for his next manager while having a fun time at the beach, our teachers helped us learn mundane topics in a relevant and enjoyable manner with the many Quizlet lives and Kahoots. From learning about gas laws, acting out Romeo and Juliet, trying to help us memorize the Pythagorean theorem almost every year, and learning about what it means to be a citizen of the world, all the teachers and mentors we met along our journey allowed us to explore the possibilities for our future and passions. I can safely say that we would not be where we are today if were not for the teachers at Upper St. Clair. They demonstrated the ambition that was required to succeed in our future careers, and they were always going to be there for us. As our seasons progressed through our sophomore and junior years, we developed as characters and friendships were kindled. Sophomore year is like the middle seasons of The Office, where we saw our favorite characters performing some of their most memorable feats. It would be like watching Kevin drop his most famous chili, Jim finally asking Pam to marry him after 5 seasons of waiting, and when we all learned how to perform CPR to the tune of Staying Alive. Similarly, we became more acquainted with the school. We learned about the craze of B-Sammies and Roni rolls, and were able to experience the exclusivity that was summer gym. Our second year showed us what makes Upper St. Clair truly special, with its surreal Friday night football games when we celebrated touchdowns with the many endless push-ups, musical productions with Horton and Shrek reminding us to be ourselves, and the various clubs that create school spirit, like robotics, Play Like a Girl, and yes, even Cereal Club. We began to settle in our roles and develop as students and people at the high school in these middle seasons. But there is always a plot twist that shakes up the TV series, like when Michael Scott leaves Dunder Mifflin. Ours was a global pandemic. Coincidentally, COVID hit halfway through our Google careers, or high school careers more likely. Despite the challenges of online Google Meets and the many times we forgot our speakers were on, we faced the problem optimistically. During our sophomore and junior years, We learn to persevere and adapt through that challenge. Like how a TV series has its finale, we have a senior year where we wrap up the loose ends in our last year in Pantherland. Senior year was when we had some of our most unforgettable moments, like senior cruise, decision day, prom, and who could forget the South Fayette football game with 10 seconds remaining and Mateo Sapolio passing the ball to Aiden Besselman and somehow against all odds winning the game for us. That moment, while my ears were ruptured from the marching band and student section, created this shared experience that we will continue for the rest of our lives. The title of senior that we used to be intimidated by now represents us. Sure, some of the hardest moments happened during the finale, like saying goodbye to the characters you have learned to love, but we are always reassured of the bright futures that await them and now us. Looking back on the Office finale, I go back to what Andy said earlier, and he brings up a good point. If you take away anything I say today, it is this: embrace every moment and celebrate the present. Sure, it is important to plan for the future, but make sure to take time to reflect on the many memories we made during our 12 years at Upper St. Clair. The first series of our lives may be wrapping up today, but tomorrow brings the start of our respective spin-offs. Like the many unexpected events that happen at the workspace, our life is unpredictable. So make sure to face each part of your lives with optimism. From the wise words of Michael Scott, goodbyes suck. But they mark new seasons in the show we call life, and I can't wait to see how the rest of our lives play out. Thank you. I would now like to introduce the next speaker and good friend of mine, Eva Rakin.
Whether our educational careers started in Baker, Streams, and Eisenhower, or even in Brazil, Kazakhstan, and South Korea, we, the class of 2022, are uniquely bonded by Panther pride, as perfectly cliche as that may be. Now, Panther pride comes in many different ways, of course, but we've all felt it at some point, even if we didn't always recognize it. So, what is Panther pride? Well, the way I see it, Panther pride is both playing and cheering your heart out on game day. It's performing your first concert back in person. It's representing the you at competitions. It's walking through the halls with friends on the way to your next mod, or block. It's watching the sunset at Morton Park or playing pickup at Municipal. It's taking challenging classes, knowing you have a team of faculty rooting for your success. Panther pride is getting reprimanded by the Gateway Clipper because we were going too hard on the dance floor. For me, it's walking down the red carpet surrounded by friends, family, community members, and an excited, hopeful atmosphere, just like one here today. Panther pride can be found in Community Day, Twinning in the Calf, recent Pittsburgh Business Times rankings, homecoming, pickleball, MYP hours, Deer Valley, the farmer's market, free block, math ball, and anything in between. Luckily for us, really, really soon, we will all feel that unmistakable pride when walking across this stage getting our diplomas. Panther pride is something we all share, and it's something we will remember no matter where we go in the next chapter of our lives, be it across the globe or just down the street. Of course, in this kind of speech, I could easily romanticize the past 4 years, talking only about the good things, like pasta bar, the swanky new dab, and the eventual addition of hallway decor in the form of ominous red panther eyes. However, that would never be a fair representation of our complex experience. We aren't the same people that left USCHS that fateful Friday the 13th in 2020. Our sophomore spring was taken by quarantine and our junior year was characterized by protocol. But over this past year, our senior year, we've shown that we are better people because of this adversity. We'll take the lessons of perseverance, flexibility, and innovation into the job market as we become nurses, lawyers, business executives, scientists, teachers, architects, military personnel, and more. But more importantly, we will carry these lessons and our Panther pride throughout our lives, making real change in our chosen communities. As we sit here, mere moments away from the next chapter, a chapter that we aren't assigned to read, but rather one we get to write ourselves, let's think of at least 5 people that we need to thank, make up with, laugh with, or say goodbye to, and let's go out of our way to connect with them, because there will never be a complete assembly of the class of 2022, the class of watermelon and chambray, the class of overachievers, the class of new normal, ever again. To close with a quote written by classic American lyricist Flo Rida, "The club can't handle us right now." So, class of 2022, let's celebrate now. Let's make a difference now. Let's hold tightly to our Panther pride, and let's graduate now. I now have the pleasure of introducing our principal, Dr. Wagner.
Dr. Razzo, Mr. Elias, Board of School Directors, administrators, parents, teachers, friends, and members of the class of 2022. Welcome to the 62nd Annual Upper St. Clair High School Commencement Exercise. As principal of Upper St. Clair High School, I'm pleased to be part of this joyous occasion. This day belongs to these young men and women seated before us. Let us acknowledge and honor this excellent milestone. I'd also like to acknowledge the efforts of the high school faculty, staff, and facilities teams who each contributed in significant ways to this evening's event. From preparation in the classroom over the past 4 years, to healthy school lunches, to safe and clean schools, each adult has played an important role in where we are today. Similarly, the role of a student's first teachers, the family members at home, cannot be overstated. Thank you, parents and caregivers, for the important role that you've played in nurturing wonderful children, each of whom has brought joy to our lives here at school over the past 4 years. Seniors, this is an opportunity to join me in thanking your teachers, parents, family, and friends for their support and unconditional commitment. Commencement exercises like this one tonight embody one of the great rituals of our culture. It's a unique and meaningful ceremony that marks the close of one chapter and the beginning of another great adventure. The Upper St. Clair School District has been bestowing diplomas to seniors since 1960, when 100 students were graduated. Tonight, we celebrate the accomplishments of 324 students. Class of 2022, you have demonstrated remarkable adaptability, fortitude, and character over the years. Your class has been recognized with numerous awards, honors, and distinctions. You are a group of students who has demonstrated exceptional academic, athletic, and artistic achievement, and also led the second school-wide lift-up in our school's history. Among these achievements are 9 National Merit finalists, 10 National Merit semifinalists, 28 National Merit commended students, 20 valedictorians, 7 Superintendent's Academic Achievement Award recipients, 11 International Baccalaureate Diploma candidates, 188 National Honor Society members, 2 seniors who were accepted to the Pennsylvania Governor's School, 100% of the Parkway Career and Technical Center students who took the industry credential test passed, many with an advanced score. We had a WPIAL Championship girls tennis team, a WPIAL runner-up and state qualifying baseball team, section championships in boys basketball, boys swimming, boys tennis, and boys volleyball, and superior ratings for many of our music groups. Our students will be traveling to all corners of the world to pursue their education, in places such as Athens, Georgia, Cambridge, Massachusetts, Chapel Hill, Melbourne, Australia, Washington, D.C., and right here in Pittsburgh. Students, you're a graduating class who has experienced high school differently in each of your 4 years. Your flexibility and your resilience are admirable, and it's the development of these qualities that will position you well for anything that you encounter in your future. Psychologist Carl Jung once said that I am not what happened to me, I am what I choose to become. A lot has happened in our world over the past 4 years, but class of 2022, you are not what happened to you. You have embraced each opportunity, and you've chosen who you've become. May you find this same strength, truth, and resolve in the next steps of your lives. And as you take those next steps, always know that your alma mater, Upper St. Clair High School, and all those who live and work here will always welcome you home. Thank you. At this time, I'd like to introduce our Superintendent of Schools, Dr. John Razzo.
Thank you. Good evening, class of 2022. It is an honor to be with you tonight as we celebrate you and your successful completion of 13 years of education. There is a saying I heard many years ago: great schools make great communities, and great communities make great schools. This certainly holds true in Upper St. Clair. These fine soon-to-be graduates sitting in front of me have earned their seat here tonight, but they have also had the support of many. First and foremost, I would like to extend my sincere gratitude to the parents and family members for your guidance and support for the class of 2022. I often say that one of the most unique aspects of our district is the tireless and extraordinary commitment of our families. Thank you for trusting us to educate and care for your children, many of whom have been with us since kindergarten. To our school board, thank you for your role in the class of 2022's journey in the Upper St. Clair School District. Your leadership and courage, particularly over the last couple years, has been a model for others. To our faculty and staff, which includes many employee groups, your commitment to our students is much appreciated. You have all helped make sure the class of 2022 is ready for life after high school. Thank you to our elected local and state officials, several of whom are with us this evening. They play an important role, individually and collectively, in supporting our community and advocating for our school system. Thank you to Mrs. Brooke Tarson and Dr. Stephen Turquato, who lead our high school activities office and play a significant role in planning all of our senior events, including tonight's ceremony. Thank you to our school police and security officers, our custodial maintenance teams, and our technology staff members who helped make tonight's commencement a reality. To the class of 2022, congratulations. You've made it to the finish line. Look around this stadium. It is filled with a support network that are your biggest fans as you embark on your next chapter in life. I look at this group and can only imagine the great things you will do over the next 20 years to better our community, better our country, and better our world. Saying that you are needed now more than ever is not an overstatement. This year we embraced a district-wide mantra, USC, Unity, Success, Character. Just 3 words, packed with so much meaning. Unity is working toward a common goal. There's an old proverb that says, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. The Pittsburgh Business Times recently announced that Upper St. Clair is the top performing school district in Pennsylvania out of 500 districts. This is a phenomenal accomplishment. In sharing this news, I wrote these words in a letter to our families just a few weeks ago. It is truly amazing what we can accomplish when we all work together to do what is best for our students. This was possible because of genuine collaboration and unity within and beyond our schools. It is part of what makes Upper St. Clair so special. When I was interviewed by the Pittsburgh Business Times, they asked, what is the secret at Upper St. Clair? Without hesitation, I responded and said, there is no secret. Our recipe here is there is a united and unwavering commitment to quality education from all of our stakeholders, families, teachers, staff, and community. But our most important stakeholders are our students. Every graduating class leaves a lasting legacy. I am confident that this class will be remembered for its unity. Success is reaching your fullest potential. And success cannot be defined simply by a score on a standardized test. Whether performing Seussical in our high school theater or having the opportunity to perform alongside the Pittsburgh Symphony Orchestra at Heinz Hall, our fine performing arts students have found success on the stage. Winning the state championship for the third time, since 2017, our speech and debate team are recognized locally and nationally, with several earning All-American awards. In athletics, we have WPIAL team and individual champions and numerous section champions. Our baseball team had its most successful season in 3 decades, reaching the WPIA finals and the state quarterfinals just this afternoon. This year, despite so many challenges, class of 2022, you recorded the highest number of recognized students in the National Merit Scholarship and Advanced Placement Scholars programs in recent history. Nearly 60% of you are members of the Upper St. Clair High School National Honor Society, and 65% of you are graduating with honors, having earned a grade point average of 3.5 or above. So whether you enjoy art, literature, learning a trade, robotics, athletics, or student council, just to name a few, my hope is that Upper St. Clair has provided you with every opportunity to discover your passion and achieve success. Character, the last of the 3, may indeed be the most important. If we don't have character, we don't have much. A simple but powerful definition of character is doing the right thing, even when nobody's watching. I am proud to share just some of the ways that the class of 2022 leads the way in modeling character. From fundraising to support families in the Ukraine, to hosting the school's first polar plunge to benefit Children's Hospital, our students have raised thousands of dollars to make a difference in the lives of others. Our Kids Helping Kids Club, Environmental Club, and our Advanced Placement and IB Environmental Science students sold and planted more than 250 trees throughout our community. Every year, dozens of students commit to helping their peers through school's natural helpers and student mentor programs. Our student clubs, as well as our girls' soccer team, have worked tirelessly to raise awareness for mental health issues. Their efforts are more important today than ever before. This past fall, for the first time ever, Upper St. Clair was selected as a WPIAL Sportsmanship Award winner. This is awarded to schools based on how their student athletes treat others, both on and off the field. It clearly says volumes about who you are, class of 2022. Unity, Success, Character, USC. While these words are emblazoned throughout Upper St. Clair, they are personified by the actions of the class of 2022. While your next adventure may take you far from Upper St. Clair, my hope is that unity, success, and character stay with you always. In closing, class of 2022, please do not underestimate what you have accomplished individually and collectively over the past 4 years. Despite enormous challenges and attending high school during a global pandemic, you have continued to exceed our expectations. You have arguably overcome more overall challenges than any group of high school students before you. Through it all, you persevere and gather here tonight as the Upper St. Clair High School graduating class of 2022. Our high school has 3 halls of fame: athletics, arts, and academics. I suspect we will be inducting many of you in those halls in the years to come. Class of 2022, although your time as USC students is almost over, you can be proud of the mark you left on the district for future generations. Always remember the good times you had together. And regardless of where your path takes you, know that you will forever be part of dear old Upper St. Clair. Thank you. At this time, I ask Dr. Wagner to present the Upper St. Clair class of 2022.
Dr. Razzo, as principal of Upper St. Clair High School, I do hereby certify that the students gathered before us have met the requirements for graduation as mandated by the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania and the Upper St. Clair Board of School Directors. Dr. Razzo, I present to you the Upper St. Clair High School class of 2022.
Class of 2022, with the authority vested in me as superintendent in the name of the Board of Directors, the administration, and the faculty of the school district of the Township of Upper St. Clair, I solemnly and publicly confer upon you the degree recommended by your principal, Dr. Wagner. On behalf of the Upper St. Clair community, I offer you good fortune, good health, and best wishes of your alma mater, now and forever. Congratulations.
Robert Joseph Shantz III, Student Council President.
Victoria Lee Slagle, Student Council Vice President.
Kathleen Marie O'Toole Gianni, Senior Class President.
Shane Logan Williams, Senior Class Vice President.
Lily Mae Tarkson, Senior Class Secretary.
George Aziz Atencio, Senior Class Treasurer.
William Andrew Bakdayan, valedictorian.
Bridget Catherine Bull, valedictorian.
Aliana Sarah Childs, valedictorian.
Sophie Chen Ying Chen, valedictorian.
Molly Catherine Marr, valedictorian.
Phoebe Mei Ying Chen, valedictorian.
Kaylin Grace Moran, valedictorian.
Eden Ma, valedictorian.
Victoria Ann Pete, valedictorian.
Luca Mishich, valedictorian.
Julia Eve Rushenthaler, valedictorian.
Dev Kaushik Patel, valedictorian.
Nikhil Evan Shetty, valedictorian.
Serena Fair Ploger, valedictorian.
Andrew Hamilton White, valedictorian.
Sujay Shah, valedictorian.
Ethan Thomas Neal, valedictorian.
Madeline Joy Wetzel, valedictorian.
Andrew Hobart Miller, commencement speaker.
Evan McKenzie Barker, International Baccalaureate Diploma candidate.
Erica Elizabeth Lagoy.
Caitlin Grace Campagna, International Baccalaureate Diploma candidate.
Jane A. Lanish.
Rachel Ann Fibby, International Baccalaureate Diploma candidate.
Isha Shalish Lahodi.
Shivani Shobna Ashish Jaju, valedictorian, International Baccalaureate Diploma candidate, and commencement speaker.
Trevor Owen Lamb.
Serena R. Krishnaswamy, International Baccalaureate Diploma candidate.
Aubrey Shannon Lang.
Maggie Farrell Loudon, valedictorian, International Baccalaureate Diploma candidate.
Anderson Zano Ladaris.
Sandra Lynn Munsick, International Baccalaureate Diploma candidate.
Ty Khalil Lee.
Ria Vinod Punjabi, International Baccalaureate Diploma candidate.
Lillian Claire Leggett.
Eva Dorothy Rankin, International Baccalaureate Diploma candidate and commencement speaker.
Alex James LeCashman.
Sumbhav Suggi, International Baccalaureate Diploma candidate.
Ethan Christopher Leschinski.
Vidor Vignesh Sentil, International Baccalaureate Diploma candidate.
Kevin Charles Lynn.
Jake Colburn Adelman.
Brandon Cooper Leocarius.
Rumisa Evelyn Alam.
Jack Winslow Loomis.
Edward Michael Albert II.
Joseph James Luca.
Joseph Charles Oldvater.
Leah Morgan Lund.
Simon F. Andres.
Lily James Lund.
Sydney Elizabeth Angel. Michaela Lee Artnack.
Naftali McIsaac.
Shane Ryan Ayub.
Mia Elizabeth Makovich.
James Robert Amer.
Philip Vladimir Mikich.
Sarah Casey Babbitt.
Marina Grace McCool.
Joseph Walter Baird.
Briella Simone Mamana.
Michael Salvatore Barsati.
Angelina Marie Mamarella.
Brady Franklin Bartusek.
Isabella Mia Marasco.
Grayson Carl Bayer.
Catalina Isabel Marchando.
Christopher Pierce Beaver.
David Helsel Marsh.
Jacqueline Bernadette Bell.
Ava Nicole Martin.
Alexander Serafino Juan Belli.
Daniel James Martin.
Roel Benedicto Jr.
Jacqueline Joanne Martinelli.
Jack Wesley Berger.
Gopashan Mathanachandran.
Ileana Maria Burkowski.
Courtney Ann McCardle.
Jacob Manuel Bernstein.
Brooke Lane McCarthy.
Giovanna Alexis Berry.
Emily Jean McFarland.
Saif Muhammad bin Hamad.
Carmela Jean McNally.
Christopher P. Blass.
Caroline Jean Mikulski.
Ella Marie Blau.
Felipe Molikuri.
Benjamin Nathan Bordenstein.
Gabriela Morales Gomez.
Nicholas Boyko.
Daniel Edward Murphy.
Max William Brower.
Zachary David Musser.
Ariana Marie Brockler.
Trinity Rose Murphy.
Fern Elizabeth Brinkman.
Matthew Eric Nauman.
Joshua Robert Bruno.
Madeline Marie Nefera.
Skylar Simon Grace Bruno.
Crystal Alexandra Nazario Soto.
Maya Elizabeth Burlingame.
Haley Francis Newton.
Mark Stephen Busalaki.
Tanner John O'Grady.
Vladislav Bykov.
Connor Mathis O'Neill.
Nicholas Cagney.
Lauren Eileen Oliva.
Anthony Robert Demetrius Carone.
Braden Darren Orendi.
Samuel Carlos Carson.
Zachary Oswald.
Tiffany Caskey.
Joshua E. Ortiz Rivera.
Sebastian Castro Ramos.
Robert Joseph Park Navy.
Mateo Sepulio.
Lucas James Pash.
Guangdong Chen.
Jay Garong Patel.
Scott Seen Chung.
Kathleen Marie Patinato.
Nicholas Alexander Comento.
Daniel Jerome Pollock.
Jessica Lynn Christensen.
Erin Rose Payne.
Sarah Elizabeth Christensen.
Michael Vincent Polici.
Bailey Angelina DeBoulis.
William Gary Parham.
Addison Wesley Cicchini.
Joseph Wayne Phillips.
Tegan Louise Cisco.
Narelle Renee Perrine.
Catherine Lee Clark.
Andrew Milton Pernay.
William Henry Closser III.
Max Potter.
Caitlin Anna Clockerty.
Adrian Uriah Puentes.
Grace Catherine Page Copenhaver.
Sophia Rose Predmore Patorti.
Jared Patrick Creel.
Diorbic Kaharomo.
Marley Henderson Crochier.
Henry James Renone.
Jack Ryan Krauthamel.
Porter Allen Roush.
Varun DeMarla.
Sriya Raya Peretti.
Anthony James Janoon.
Shauna Sahadev Reddy.
Michaela Claire Densmore.
Emma Nicolette Redlinger.
Nicholas Joseph Derubis.
Joseph McKean Reeder.
Anurag Day.
Hannah Mary Rigger.
Kara Catherine DePasquale.
Calvin William Ritchie.
Leah Marie Dongel.
Owen George Ritchie.
Sophia Victoria Drudy.
Ethan Michael Rocks.
Jodis Paul Duplessis.
Alexander James Rohrbar.
Mackenzie Sage Dupre.
Kyle Thomas Rorick.
Seth Ali Hondarani.
Andrew Joseph Rosello.
Zoe Rebecca Devoren.
Charles Kirk Rosenberry III.
Charles Joseph Eberly.
Lizelle Eileen Salinas.
Ashley Veronica Eichberg.
Jacob Matthew Satterfield.
Anya Devi Ekbote.
Samuel Robert Scalzo.
Mason Fajerski.
Connor John Shillow.
Logan Bruce Parker Fennel.
Amanda Ray Schlicht.
Michael Joseph Farah.
William Joseph Schultz.
Alexandra Elena Fischel.
Natalie Charlotte Scott.
Jake Brandon Fisher.
Victoria Jocelyn Semenov.
Linus Richard Friedman.
Ryan Nicholas Sensashek.
Arda Ferterna.
Aiden Cole Schaefer.
Bianca Buin Galante.
Ritvik Prashant Shah.
Brett Lloyd Gardner.
Soham Shankar.
Nathan Andrew Garrett.
Nitesh Sharma.
Aiden Edward Gaza.
Jack R. Shear.
Leo William Geis.
Cole David Sheegan Sinowski.
Carter James Gerlach.
Colton Francis Shirey.
Natalie Helen Gilbert.
Jacob Samuel Siegel.
Milan Somanath Giroux.
Zachary Nicholas Saleo.
Aaron Michael Gilbert.
Anushka Sinha.
Lauren Kelly Glassbrenner.
Ganesh Shivarama Christian.
Matthew Joseph Godish.
Laurel Lee Schoberg.
Shreya Galakia.
Mia Hentz Skeel.
Cadence Campbell Golden.
James L. Smith IV.
Joseph Hughes Goldstein.
Stephanie Marie Spina.
Carson Lee Gollinger.
Lavina Vidya Serpathy.
Juliana Gray.
Maddox Christian Stam.
Jenna Carolyn Grilly.
Chloe Elizabeth Stanek.
Eric Andrew Grunwald.
Brian Edward Starkey Jr.
Michael Mark Galtieri.
Nevada Suresh.
Baran Guvenal.
Jeet Sertreja.
Keelan May Ham.
Jack Nolan Swanson.
Andrew Christopher Happ.
Grace Ann Sweeney.
Hannah Elizabeth Hardy.
Charles Patrick Sweet.
John Thomas Herzog.
Catherine Alicia Swick.
Anna Elizabeth Hess.
Evan Michael Teft.
Grace Ann Hetz.
Alexander Howard Teresi.
Ethan Michael Heister.
Aditri Takor.
Samantha Elizabeth Hill.
Nolan Joseph Thomas.
Alan Mai Ho.
Madeline Grace Tomchek.
Liam Joseph Holleran.
Gabriel Tran.
Robert J. Horn.
Elise Elizabeth Troutman.
Jacob Law Howard.
Hirsch Ravikant Tripathi.
Patrick Philip O'Connor Hines.
Akash Vajala.
Nicholas Stephen Ioli.
Alexander Francis Van Horlbeck.
Hunter James Isaacson.
Jackson Robert Van Horlbeck.
Sophia Elena Itastrerich.
Delta Joy Vasilko.
Talia Michelle Ival.
Arun Vasudevan.
Hannah Catherine James.
Daniel Jing Wan.
Molly Rose James.
Fiona Wang.
Bailey Morgan Jans.
Judy Wang.
Jocelyn Ruth Jarrett.
Anastasia Dorothea Watts.
Cool Grant Yersta.
Delaney Ann Worley.
Ellie Lorenz Judge.
Kevin Michael Weinheimer.
Propti R. Kanani.
Christopher John Welsh.
John Winston Kane.
Danielle Cassidy Wank.
Himani Karaya.
Stephen Benjamin Williams.
Sam Tehran Keating.
Layla Grace Woolman.
Judah Stephen Kennedy.
Sydney Rose Woomer.
Amar Rameshwarnik Kathavith.
Kendall Marie Wright.
Sanjana Mangesh Kedeker.
Megan Shea White.
Sung Hyun Kim.
Isaac Yap.
Z. Michael Kersop.
Brooke Penelope Yates.
Kathleen Ann Kabeski.
Isabel Grace Yos.
Wyatt John Koval.
Eliana May Zahalski.
Hope Sarah Krosick.
Bria Rose Zigarelli.
Rushikesh Dinesh Kulkarni.
Adam Zhang.
Lauren Marie Queter.
Shanning Zhao. Congratulations to the graduated class of 2020. You may now move your tassels to the left because you have left the halls of dear old Upper St. Clair. Who is it? She in the front?